Okay, you were able to bring things together. The thing, the one, there's well, a couple of issues that we want to work with. First of all, you probably have better eyesight than me. I can't really read this down here, so we really want to work with that text and make it more readable. And then the other thing is, notice the vibrance of the character, and then the image itself that you use for the background. It's not matching that vibrance, so it looks like it's muted. And the biggest thing here is this distraction of this fruit basket, and it gets kind of confusing. Where's the character? So I want to focus in on the character. So I think this image itself is a little bit too busy, you know. So one of the things I would probably suggest to doing is just adjusting this a little bit. Maybe come up with your own background. Um, Modify another image. I mean, if you go out there and you type in Photoshop background tutorials, you're going to find step-by-step instructions that's going to showcase what you might want to do, and you can create some interesting designs for that purpose. So I want to encourage you to do that because we do want to add some creativity to the piece. So just adding an image to the design for the background is just not enough. You got to go that next step. You got to utilize your Photoshop skills. You got to modify a little bit. Maybe it's increasing the vibrance of that. One of the things I like to do is bring in and create my own floor and my own wall. So I might do something like, let me go down here and hide this layer. So what I would do here is create a new layer right above this. I'll name it floor. And there's so many different, I'm just going to go up here and type this in. Well, actually, I already have helped someone else out. I typed in wood floor Photoshop tutorials. Tons of them that showcase how to create some things like that. Let me create one real. Okay, I created something very simple using one of the tutorials that we have out there of working with this. And you know, it's very simple to do, and what I did here is I just place it in, and then what I have to do to make the floor look is I'm just going to I'm going to go up to edit transform. Oops, make sure I'm on that layer. Edit transform, and we're going to choose perspective. And then I'm going to take this bottom right hand corner, I'm going to bring it out like this. That's going to create that perspective. And then what you could do here is then with the text, move that out of the way. Oops, I guess you got some other things behind it. Oops, I'm not moving everything. Oh, okay. I didn't know you had all those layers. So you can, but what you can do now with the character, I'm going to click on the first layer of the character, and I'm going to hold down the shift key, click on the last layer so I can select it. So I can put this character down here. I can make it a little bit larger, you know. Something like that. So we're focusing in on that, and then in the background we could do, you know, if you want to add an image of background of a kitchen, that's fine. Or you can create a pattern or something for the wall, maybe a brick wall. That's another one you could do. So the idea behind this is most walls in the kitchen usually will use like a subway tile. Okay, so what I did is I found an image of a subway tile, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the commands to go in and make it a little bit easier to work with. So I open up the subway tile, I select all, I go up to edit, and I choose define pattern. This is going to be a pattern that is going to repeat. So when you do search for one, you can always type in like subway tile, Photoshop, seamless, and you'll find tons of images that will be seamless because you want the seamless pattern. Once you add that in the pattern, then what you do is you come back to your document. I'm going to create a layer below the floor layer, and then I'm just going to go up to edit fill. I choose pattern from the list. I choose, when I define a pattern, it adds it down here at the last one in the list. I choose that. I click OK, and it puts in a brick wall or a tile. So, you know, and then you can concentrate on your text because you got all that room up here. So in this case, we would definitely want to make it larger. I would think about separating this out into multiple layers. So flipping food on one layer, Fred on another, get more control. Okay. Now the image is, when you make it larger, of course, you're going to have to make this image larger as well. So if you're trying to go in and have that all fit correctly, you would have to resize that as well. But I'm also thinking when you do a clipping mask like this, of course you're adding the shadows, so you would have to adjust the shadowing accordingly. Um, Now, if you're looking for something unique, there's layer styles out there. So let me delete this. And so like since you have oranges here, okay. So what I could do here, let me take Fred, and you can apply it on both. I'm going to put Fred on its own layer. That's probably going even larger than that because I want typically make it sure it stands out. So I want to have it go from one edge like that, maybe something like this. And we might make it a little bit larger. Who knows? Now you can go to layer styles. You can import layer styles, and I will show you one. I have one like, for example, I can do orange, so it looks like an orange, and it fits your color scheme. There's a lime in here, a lemon. Now these choices are good for big bold fonts for that purpose. So what you do is you load these styles by going up to these three lines. You choose load styles. You can download tons of styles. Like here I can do ice cream. I have an ice cream style. It loads it down here to the very bottom. It's like the cone, ice cream cone. So, you know, you can go in and apply different things to it, which is really cool for that.